took over, like I see different shit now.
Yeah.
You know, I see like hip hop shit, and I be seeing that. I saw the whole thing about Jay Prince and Offset.
Yeah, but I'm looking at that shit like, man, Jay Prince, your ass, like you supposed to be. That'd be the downfall to
Supposed to be the
motherfucker.
OG, right?
You
Yeah,
supposed to stay in
man.
the background. Shug, you remember when your ass used to stay in the background? You had that infamy behind your name. People scared of you. You know, now you know you're in prison. Then they come to Jay Prince, same thing. Now you're basically snitching. You're basically doing what these young niggas is doing. You feel me? Like you doing something. Don't go on TV and say anything. You know what I'm saying? Not TV, podcast, whatever. Don't say nothing because they're gonna use it against you. And for me, motherfuckers just looking guilty as fuck every fucking time they get a chance to
Bruh.
do something.
I remember. I think both of y'all remember. Remember when Jay Prince was a mythical figure? You just knew
Yes!
about his name,
Hell
and you
yeah.
might hear his voice on an album, on like a Ghetto Boys album, or
Hell yeah.
or a Houston affiliates album, and that's it. And then you would just hear that he was the boogeyman, and now he's all over social media writing fucking paragraphs and
All in the videos. Now it's all in the podcast. You know?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, boy. But yeah, man, that shit. I lose a lot of respect for people when they start doing shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Especially now, you feel me? Like if something happened to anybody, like who you think they're gonna be looking at? Come on, man. You talk about mob ties. Mob ties, people do not talk. If you're in the mob, they don't talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still got some people from back in the G that had opening mouth in regards to the mob, and they still in hiding. You know what I'm saying? So like if y'all trying to, emulate that, then you need to shut the hell up and keep it moving. If you're gonna do something, then do it. If you're not, then don't. But I love how the son don't say nothing. He don't say nothing. That's supposed to be Jay Prince. Just sit there and don't say nothing. Junior, he's just sitting there not saying nothing.
well, he's not saying nothing because he's letting his dad talk, but he talks a lot too.
He talks a lot.
I think
but
I think the one who's more like Jay Prince is Jazz, because I've heard his name, but I never really hear him. He's never really like on social media talking and stuff. He kind of plays the background.
man, me personally, when it ultimately comes down to it, normally like people that's in the hood, when they doing their thing on these streets, their kids is the complete opposite. Complete. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I haven't heard anything about Jazz like growing up, getting in trouble or this, that, and the other, meaning silver spoon or gold spoon in your mouth. Now you're older, you feel me? You want to portray like you're like your dad. No, you're not. You probably went to Ivy League school. You feel me? Like what Eminem say about when he was doing the battle. You feel me? You went to that school. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo. So, I don't know, man. I let that shit just play out because, I mean, at the end of the day, they know press is coming because, look, you kill one of the most major artists in the game, and you think that he don't got ties to people that do the same thing that you do? Right. Like, obviously, and they got the same type of money. You know what I mean? You know when they say you don't go to war until your money right? Both people's money right. You could be a billionaire and I could have 100 million. It don't take 100 million to get touched. You feel me? Or a billion to get touched. All I need is a little change, and so yeah, it is what it is.
I'm trying to look for that last video when he was talking shit to Offset. I can't find it right now, but
The one he was on the podcast.
nah, there's another one because all right, so first he was on a podcast and then he said that stuff at the end, and then Offset came back, said some other shit like, "Yo, why?"
That's where I'm at. There's something that came after that.
Yeah, and then another one came after that where Jay Prince is going off. He called Offset a tender dick.
A tender dick?
He said he a snake, he a tender dick, all types of shit. I'm like, yo, what's going on with Jay Prince, yo? I'm trying to look for it right now, man.
See, but that's green as fuck what Offset did. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with what y'all did to, was it what? Hold up, is it Takeoff that died? Yeah, Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? Like it has nothing to do with the two. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything, Takeoff shouldn't have no problem with Offset because he ain't smashed his dime. You know what I'm saying? Like that had nothing to do. Like again, It's three of us here. We the Migos. I tried Marcus. What that have to do with Chris? You know what I'm saying? Marcus may not want to speak to me no more, but what that have to do with Chris? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm looking at it, because supposedly all of they ass related. At least I
Hold
think
on,
that.
I got it right here. I don't know. Let me see if. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Offset suffered from being a fake mother. He want to play victim now, but he was a volunteer when he spoke threats about me and my family name in his mouth about what we gonna do. Why you didn't call me to talk is the twist you want to use. There lies in your woman here, nigga. I don't have time to listen to weak shit. Now you want to fake in front of a camera, trying to hide behind takeoff mother, and I've shown nothing but respect for her and family. See, boy, you acting like you're a part of a family that don't really fuck with you because you're a snake. Now you don't know me from a can of paint. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Remember we talked when you got your ass whooped in Atlanta? Remember when you called up on me and I came to LA and met with you because you was nervous about your wife performing because she had some issues about using the word fluent. You forgot? Remember when you and Sauce Walker was beefing and you wanted me to stamp that bullshit? You forgot that too? I can go on, but I think you remember now. See, this is the reason I say blood makes you kin and loyalty makes you family, because of motherfuckers like you that have stuck a knife in the back of the ones you call your brother. Explain, since you're a real ass nigga. Explain to the people the real reason why you weren't on that stage at the Grammy with Quavo, who you call your brother, for the tribute. You ain't man enough to do that because you what we call a tender dick nigga. Take off
Damn.
Quavo and the family wasn't fucking with you for a while before it's passing and still don't fuck with you because you're a rattlesnake nigga. Quavo been letting you make it because you got a good heart. Consequences when you fuck with me. I don't have no heart for no snake, and I'll give you what you ask for. And by the way, I don't think I'm no John Gotti. That ain't who I look up to. No secret who my OG is. The flag you perpetrate with. Homie, you better go do what you do best. Write some rhymes and quit playing gangster.
I mean, yeah. What can you say? Like, I don't understand. What can you?
But yeah, man, I'm about to jump off because her flight just landed. But yeah,
Okay,
I just wanted to leave y'all with that one. The Jay Prince going off on Offset.
valuable, boy. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, but what can you say, Marcus, man? Like this the type of world we live in now, man. OG gangsters is on online talking now, about
I
this.
mean, see, the thing about it for me is like, why do you feel like you gotta grab attention online to do something like this? Like, if you really felt some kind of way or wanted to have words with somebody, then why don't you just call them on the phone, or you just show them at their house, or tell them to meet you? But there's a part of it for me that makes me feel like you want some attention. Like there's some attention grabbing here, and that's the part where I'm not feeling.
I mean, you was right. All in the videos. You're like you was that's it. You was right. You feel me? And all those people that want to be in the limelight after being in the shadows, it wind up turning different. The only person that kind of still stayed in the shadows is like Slim from Cash Money. He I think Baby's brother. He still has that infamy about being a certain way. You have the other brother now, gangster, that got out of jail supposedly for snitching on people that died or passed away already. He got like a name in Louisiana for really having a whole lot of bodies under him, but Now you're a podcast guy. Now you're, so I don't know, man. But sometimes, sometimes the infamy be more than the individual. You know what I'm saying? Like the hype behind that person be so high when you actually meet that person or see that person in the interview. You just like, you? What? All this time I was so hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It's the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Marcus Benjamin here with Wesley Pierre, and we give you that real sports talk from a South Florida, Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach County perspective. So, what you want to talk about, man? There's so much to talk about.
I was just about to say it's like so much that you talk about.
Going on. I mean, we got NBA free. The trade deadline was today. That went and passed. We got the Super Bowl coming up here, and
we got the King.
And we got what?
The King James.
Yeah, and we got him making history. Yo, guy.
You said that with a little less enthusiasm.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, King who? But yeah, him making history as the all-time leading scorer, beating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. We could start off with that. I mean, Kareem seemed salty about it, as he should, though, right? Because if I had the all-time scoring record, and clearly LeBron is somebody he doesn't like, I think.
But Kareem didn't like a lot of people, especially from that series you made me watch.
Yeah,
Kareem.
Right. He seemed like a guy who, he don't move with everybody, or he has a issue with a lot of people. So it was natural to see how salty he was or looked during the whole thing. And then LeBron is like, I don't know, man. LeBron is a great player. I give him that. And I do thank him for helping Miami get 2 more championships under our belt. But at the same time, he's not a dude that I think I would vibe with, because he seems more of an attention type of grabber. He kind of wants attention, or feels that or tries too hard. He kind of has that Russell Wilson complex to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the vibe that I get from him, and that's why I don't know. I didn't really like him before he came to the Heat, and now I don't particularly like him after the Heat. So it just seemed like he's not being genuine. He's not being 100. So that's the reason why I feel that way. I didn't even watch it. I saw the news in the morning that he beat the record, and I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just on. You know what I'm saying? Like, woohoo for LeBron James. How you feeling about it?
Hey man, I feel the same way. I mean, like Pat Riley said it best: smiling faces with hidden agendas, and that seemed like LeBron James' MO. It seems like he's like the Beyonce of the league. You feel me? Like for real, I'm just being real with you. Like if Beyonce's not getting an award or Jay-Z's not getting an award, they're not coming. You feel me? They're gonna use their power to get their way, and all type of shit. In regards to Kareem, I mean, for somebody on that series that you had me watch, which is a great series. What's the name of the series again? Do they have a season 2 to that series? It's basically for those that watch this, it's the Lakers. They have a series, and they're talking about how the Lakers came to be the Lakers with Dr. Buss and Pat Riley and so on and so on. Kareem, Magic.
Winning Time. It's called Winning Time.
Winning Time. You feel me? Great series. You guys should go ahead and watch that. But yeah, he portrayed the same person that he's in. I mean, they actually play him perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I hear him and I guess what's the name? The coach had a problem with how he was portrayed. But look, I'm looking at you now after your record got passed, and you're looking like Anthony Davis on the bench. Like, you do not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I understand, nobody should be real happy that their record is broken, especially with the new rules now. You know what I'm saying? You have Trent Dilfer just spoke recently about rules that's being changed and how he's not impressed with a lot of the quarterbacks and even people that are great now that plays in the NFL. And I feel them. I feel them. I feel Kareem. I feel Anthony Davis. Not feeling so happy for LeBron, kind of mimicking Marcus when he spoke on LeBron, because like, look, you want me to get traded. Everybody knows that LeBron is the puppet master wherever he goes. Not necessarily when he was in Miami. I think that's one of the reasons why he left. But everywhere else, he gets his way like Beyonce and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And, AD knew that LeBron wanted him to be shopped around because he's always injured, which, I kind of agree with. Availability is the best ability. And I'm gonna go ahead and quote my guy, Marcus Benjamin, and he's never available. You know what I'm saying? So I could kind of feel if somebody, you're my teammate and you're the puppet master and you're kind of shopping me around, you're going to say it's not you, but we all know what the truth is. We all know what's really going on, like Pac said. So I feel AD in the way he's looking, or the way he didn't, celebrate the that shot, which was a fadeaway kind of MJS. And same thing with Kareem. But Kareem, like, you're old now, like, you probably need to change the way you're thinking now, because whatever gropes you have with the society now, it hasn't really changed that much for you to still be mad. And there's a lot of things that changed in the world. I mean, we still deal with racism. We still deal with police brutality and not having what our counterparts would probably have. But there's a lot of success stories. You feel me? I mean, come on. LeBron James opened the school, even though I don't like the guy. I mean, I respect that. I don't respect how he left Miami. I do think that he's kind of conniving and sneaky and, kind of diva-ish. But, I'm going to go ahead and salute when he actually passed that your record and broke your record. I do not like the actual commercial that Nike had for LeBron, because they barely played anything in regards to Miami. It was like a millisecond of Miami in his highlights. It seemed like Patrick Beverly played with him longer than D Wade, and we all know that LeBron had to come down here to actually learn how to be a winner. Yeah, you have the skills to and the greatness that should be, but if you don't have nobody that take it out of you or to show you how to perfect your abilities, just being a cyborg coming out of your old girl womb. You feel me? You bigger than everybody. You're faster than everybody. You could jump higher than everybody. But if you don't have somebody that's going to go ahead and teach you how to, manage that greatness, you never would be that. And for them to not even must consider Miami like in a commercial like that, again, like I say, a millisecond, I kind of, it's just like, I do understand, you passed the record. Same thing when it comes to the commercial. Same thing when it comes to AD. Like, you don't think LeBron knew about the commercial that had barely anything with Miami in it? Nah, he knew what was going on, and he's the face of Nike right now. So there's another reason. Conniving LeBron.
Conniving LeBron. 100% he knew what was coming out on that commercial, and 100% he wanted to, not have a lot of highlights for Miami. I think Miami fans like us know that he wants to slight Miami in any way possible, because I think he still has beef with Pat Riley and with what he said, basically saying that you don't lead the team, you don't lead a band or whatnot. And I think since then it's like he finds any way to, you can just feel there's some kind of negative energy that he's got towards Miami, and we feel it too, because when he comes to the crib, he usually gets booed, or he doesn't even show up at all, because he doesn't, he either has an excuse that he's tired or has some kind of injury or something like that, which is likely bullshit. He just doesn't want to play, in front of the crowd, because he knows he's going to get that hate or that vitriol that he deserves, because he didn't thank the fans when he left Miami. He didn't say anything about the fans that stood by him when the country was hating him for coming to Miami. We were the only ones standing by you in your corner, but yet you don't say anything about us when you decide to go back home to Cleveland. So, so yeah, I mean, I think the real question though, Wes, about this whole situation is that who's the greatest of all time? You know, that the greatest of all time question always comes up, especially with LeBron and Kareem. Still, I think, still has an argument to be the greatest of all time because, for one, LeBron has played longer than Kareem. All right, and then two, Kareem got to that record by shooting 2 pointers. You know what I'm saying? By shooting twos the whole time. I mean, maybe he has hit a three in his career, Kareem, but like it definitely not to the extent of LeBron. So I think the argument can still be made that Kareem is better than LeBron. And of course, people like me are always going to say that MJ is better than LeBron. So it's the younger generation that's going to be bashing what I'm saying right now and be like, oh, this nah, man, LeBron's the greatest, you know, because of the stats or whatnot. He went to, I think, 11 finals or whatever, how many finals. But when you stack that up against um, Jordan was 6-0, you know, and Kareem's got more MVPs. So, and so the argument could always be made. Some people with this record are going to be like, oh, there's no argument. Argument's done. There's always going to be an argument. There's always going to be an argument because people grow up in different eras and people will say certain players are the best and they're never going to let go of that. The old heads are going to be like Bill Russell's the best. He got the most championships. Some people going to say Chamberlain's the best because he scored 100 points and was averaging a crazy amount throughout his whole career. Some people may say Magic is the best because he was the first to really be this point guard at LeBron's size and could play all 5 positions. And you know, some people may say even I don't know. I mean, those people are probably the only people you could probably argue is the best of all time. But there's always an argument. There always will be an argument. Just because he broke this record doesn't mean the argument's done.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, again, at the end of the day, like I I think MJ is the greatest of all time. But again, like you say, everybody's gonna have their preference. Everybody's gonna have their opinion on those players. I mean, LeBron, I would say he's the more durable of all of the players that's been in the league. I mean, he's kind of reminding me of Tom Brady, you know, which he just retired, but you know, like to be in the league, to be that type of guy, big like that, and rarely had injuries. You're starting to see the injuries now, late in his career. But I mean, his whole stint in Cleveland in the beginning, in Miami, Cleveland again, he barely was injured, if not ever was injured. You know, it was a lot of crazy ankle injuries that looked like it could have been a devastating ankle injury when he was in Miami. I mean, we used to watch him up close every day. He'll go to the locker room, come back, and play like nothing ever happened. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that with being the most durable. I mean, I don't think that he's the most hungry. That's Jordan. I mean, everybody still revere Jordan now. I mean, he still got his shoes till this day. Jordan, look, everybody got J's on right now till this day. You feel me? It's a staple, you know, and that's behind the greatness. People want to say GOAT. It has to go to MJ because he's undefeated in the finals. Six times in the finals, 6 times he destroyed his opponents. What can you say now? Some people gonna say, "Oh, you know, the Jordan rule." You know, I seen something where a referee, Jordan was complaining to a referee about like he got fouled and he didn't call it, and the referee was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan, I didn't see it." He called the foul right there. He said, "I'm sorry, Jordan, I'm sorry." You know, so it may, you know, that may be a factor as well. But if you really want to talk about greatness, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say MJ. Then you have Kobe, because you know a spinning image of MJ. Only person that I see MJ really, like gravitate to, like, Jordan standoffish. I don't know about everybody if they don't know. Long time ago, even Chameleonaire had an issue with Jordan because he didn't want to take a picture with him. You feel me? And I look at it now and I'm like, MJ and Kobe is the same. I've seen a lot of highlights in regards to that. It just seemed like it was the same person. Now, if you want to talk about LeBron, I feel you, LeBron. You lead the league in scoring. I think you're number 4 in assists, but I think he's number 1 in a few different categories. I don't remember exactly which categories they are, but just to be number 1 in all those categories, he played in the area where in the beginning it was not as soft when he first got into the league. I mean, Shaq was still in the league, so that he played in the era. Same like Tom Brady. Tom Brady played so long, he played in multiple eras. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I understand later on in your career, the rules have changed, LeBron, Tom Brady, but you played in different, eras where there was more physical, there was more violence. And I got to commend LeBron for that, even though I don't like his bitch ass. You feel me? I got a jersey over here. I bought that damn white hot jersey. Dog, I haven't wore that jersey since he cleared it from Miami. So, for just me over here saying positive things about him, it must mean something. Again, and there's still a key under the mat if you want to come back. Because it seemed like we can't get anyone to come to Miami anymore. But
yeah, let's go into that, man, because Miami again. I feel like this is the 3rd year in a row we didn't do nothing at the trade deadline, which is still something I'm unfamiliar with. I feel like we always make some kind of move. I mean, we did let go of the mechanic, Dwayne Dedman. I mean, he wasn't playing well anyway, and I think there was some kind of beef. I feel like there was beef with the coaching staff anyway, so that's why they let him go. But Miami is basically rolling with the team that they've been rolling with for the past couple years, and last time I seen, they were 6th in the East. I'm not sure if they still are right now, but they're somewhere in that area. So it's unfortunate that you couldn't move the Kyle Lowry contract. I know they was trying to. I mean, Wes and I, we've been trying to move that contract since it became a contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, like, he's really bad though. Like he's played really bad this season. Can barely stay on the court. Big booty Judy Kyle Lowry is just, he's just that booty, man, or ass, as people say. He's just like, he's terrible, man. He's old. He's not getting any better. He's getting worse. And we need a point guard, man. We need somebody to take the pressure off of Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler so they can just do their thing. And it's unfortunate that they couldn't move that contract. It's a terrible contract. I want to say you do like 30 mil or something like that, which is crazy for an old dude like him. But I don't know what you even do now. I mean, you roll with who you got. I think this team, I haven't seen a lot of this team, but what I have seen, I feel they're missing something. Obviously, they're missing somebody who can either penetrate in the lane that's not named Jimmy Butler or Tyler Hero. And they missing a consistent 3-point shot. Still couldn't trade away Duncan Robinson either. That's another person you couldn't trade away. I would like to see him trade away because he hasn't done nothing this season as well. Max Strus seems like he is who he is. He's not going to get any better than who he is. He's really a bench player that Miami's trying to make a starter, I think. And then Caleb Martin, I think, has been playing well, but I think he's been playing kind of out of position. Like, they've been trying to plug him in positions where it's not really his natural go-to. He's been doing well as far as trying to play, out of position, but I just don't feel like this team has enough, man. You see me with this Heat hat on. Obviously, I'm 100% Heat fan, but I don't think this team has enough to win a championship this year. I don't see them beating like teams like the Bucks or the Celtics this season. And it's unfortunate to see this trade deadline go and we couldn't move Big Booty Judy off of this damn team.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, very disappointed. I looked at the clock. I'm like 3:00. Let me see what did we do, and we ain't do shit. You know, the Deadman trade happened like I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, so it paid no factor in today. But I mean, what can you expect? I mean, Pat Riley been making bad decisions the last few years. You feel what I'm saying? Where he would have to trade somebody that he gave a contract that didn't deserve the contract. And I know your ass always want to pay people. But what I told you, every time you pay these motherfuckers, it's either they break down.
I was never on paying. I'm good for paying good players, bro. I was never on paying Kyle Lowry. Never. You know what I'm saying?
But think about it. We paid Hassan Whiteside. We had to ship him out.
I wasn't on paying him either, bro. I was not big on paying no Hassan Whiteside.
We paid Dion Waiters. We had to ship him out.
Oh, that's another one. Like, damn, that's terrible contracts after terrible contracts, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we paid Tyler Johnson.
Had to get, you feel me? Because we had to match what Brooklyn was asking for. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, we have this Tyler. The Tyler Hero. Yeah, you got the contract. I don't really want to blame him too much because he's coming off of injury. Just had another child, but he's not consistent this year like he was last year. But again, I can be like, as soon as you secure the bag, I'm good, man. Like, they still got to pay my ass, so ship my ass wherever they want to ship. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my dog Tyler. But again, it may be considered
really been. He's always been inconsistent. Let's be honest. It's not like he changed his inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he's hit more game-winning shots this year than previous years.
But why we pay him all that money then? Why we paying you all
that money? Shots? We have like 3 more wins at least because of Tyler Hero.
You could pay some people mid range money, and you know what I'm saying. You paying him max dollars, like I don't think they deserve that money. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Hero, I'll be paying him like $10, $12 million a year, not 30, 35. You feel me? Kyle Lowry, oh my God. Like, yo, he's getting paid like 28, 29, possibly 30 a year. Like, what type of contracts those are? You feel what I'm saying? Especially for Kyle Lowry. Like, you're paying this old motherfucker this bread. Same thing. I'm like, during this time, they did an extension for Jimmy Butler. And of course, I fuck with Jimmy Buckets, but I'm like, didn't y'all just sign him to a 4-year deal? Like, he got like 2 more years left on the contract, or why are we paying him this money again? And then look, he's not available majority of the year. You know, he have an injury. Again, like I say, when you get secure the bag, you're not gonna play through them injuries. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Look. I'm just saying. I said this, and Westradamus, it seemed like what Westradamus been saying has been coming to fruition. You pay these people the money, they either are injured and can't play through it, or they're not as consistent as they were before they got the money. That's just what I'm saying. Now I'm like Marcus.
You can't say that about Jimmy Butler, though. You can't say that. You cannot say that about Jimmy Butler.
Why?
Because he's been the best player on this team. He's been the most consistent player on this team.
That's not what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But Jimmy Butler is not Kevin Durant. Jimmy Butler is not a Kyle on Kyrie. I think he's more durable than Kyrie. But Kyrie is a better player than Jimmy Buckets. I don't fuck with Jimmy.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
No. Now,
I disagree.
Kyrie may be a headache, but remember when Jimmy was coming over here, this was his 3rd team traded to in like 3 years, and we just made it work. But he had that reputation just like Kyrie. Let's not get it twisted now.
I'm just talking about pure basketball. I think Jimmy Butler is a better player than Kyrie.
Hell nah, man. Overall, Uncle Drew, Kyrie, he's better than Uncle Drew. How come he don't got no movie? And Kyrie got
how come he got no movie? Movies got to do with agents, personality. You know, if you want a movie or not. If I was a famous basketball player, I personally probably wouldn't even want a movie around me dressing up or whatever like that. I just think overall you get more from Jimmy Butler than you get from Kyrie. Yeah, you get some scoring. from
I agree.
Kyrie, but you don't get no defense, and you don't get him on the court most of the time. So that for that simple fact, I picked Jimmy Butler over Kyrie. I feel like he's worth the money more than
Well,
Kyrie.
we know that your opinion on Kyrie has kind of been negative these last few years, so we
Yeah.
can't really go on what Marcus is saying. His opinion is kind of tainted a little bit. But again, he's not. What's his name? He's not no Tatum. He's not no like. You feel what I'm saying? He's not these. Like people ain't coming. Like we gonna go watch Jimmy Buckets, but people ain't putting it on TNT or watching some sports for Jimmy Buckets. Like, come on, let's be real. Ain't nobody flying to go see Bam Adebayo.
I don't know. I don't know, man, because in the finals, remember in the finals what Jimmy Butler did? That's one of the best performances ever. And then last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, basically took the team on his back to.
And what did everybody call us? What did everybody call us? Almost won a championship. Almost.
So Jason Tatum didn't win nothing either. What has he won? Nothing. Zero.
Jason Tatum is younger. He got plenty of track on them wheels to show us. You feel me? Because look, LeBron gonna be gone soon. He's about to retire soon. I ain't saying he retiring tomorrow or next year, but he's gonna be gone soon. He got probably another 2, possibly 3 years. Hopefully you can come over here in Dade County and we finish it off the right way. But
no, thank you.
Still, regardless, man, Tatum has more, traction, under his on his tires. And Jimmy's he's what, 32, 33? You feel what I'm saying? How many people play till they 40? Jimmy Bucket's got probably another 4 years. Possibly. And we don't want them years to be like Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm saying? You don't get better when you get old. Only LeBron supposedly right now is the one that's, making it seem like my statement is false. But majority of the time, people that's playing sports like that, running up and down, football, basketball, you don't get better when you're older, when you're getting hit, especially come on, man, Jimmy Buckets be in the paint. He I know you're gonna be getting bumped and bruised all day long. So,
that's what I was saying about his injuries. It's not like he's faking these injuries. He put his body on the line for who? For this logo, man, for the team. That's what
you can't say that shit. Don't say that shit. Because when I say that about Tua, when I say it about Tua, then you don't say that. You feel me? Tua put his life on the line for the Dolphins. What?
That's different, bro. That's different. Come on, man. Football is a different sport. It's a gladiator sport. Come on, man. You got to protect yourself.
Availability is the best ability, and Jimmy Buckets haven't been available for at least 20, 25 games. I think he only played 29 games.
I haven't been watching, so I don't know.
Exactly, because you would be yeah, man, What's the dumbest right now, man.
Let me see.
He's using my own quote against me right now. Availability is the best ability, and he hasn't been available like that. He hasn't played back-to-back games. He hasn't been available consistently. Now, and when he is playing sometimes, look, why are you averaging 10 points, 15 points? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes stop passing the damn ball. If you want to fake an injury for rest because you need that rest when we get into the playoffs, cool. But man, we be on losing streaks and you not playing. We need you. Ain't you the captain of the team? See, all those faces that Marcus is making right now, it doesn't seem positive.
I looked up on this website and I see all the games, but it doesn't tell me how many games. At least seems like a lot of games. How many games we at right now? 40 something?
I think 50, probably 40, 45, something around there. But yeah, he's not available, Marcus. He's not available majority of the time. Right when he got the money.
We got 55 games. All right, 55 games.
Yeah, 55 games, and he played 29.
Come on, man. That ain't right, man. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Yo, you gotta be available. And you don't think we'll have a better record if he's playing? Yes, I think so. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how you talking, he's better than Kyrie and this, that, and the other. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go on what you saying. Now, if you was available, then I would say we win an extra 10 more games, but you're at the crib nursing an injury. No.
From my count, I just counted it. He played in 41 games and it's 53, right? So he only missed 11, 12 games.
Damn, boy, it sounds kind of similar to Tua. I mean, there's a certain amount of games that's played, and he only missed like 5, right? It's the same thing, right?
Nah.
How? He missed a quarter of the season.
Nah, sir.
I'm just saying, you feel what I'm saying?
Like 12 games. That's like 20% maybe of the season.
So you going off 20. I say it's a quarter of the game, wow, 5% more, and you're gonna use that. Really?
Yeah. And that, I mean, that's not a significant amount, but it's some games, you know.
It's
but
significant when we were not even number 6. We was like number 9 in the East. We were losing games. You were upset with Tua when we're losing these games. Be upset with Jimmy. We're losing these games. We need you. Come on, man. You're the quarterback of our team on the court. You're not on the gridiron, but you're on the court. You're the quarterback of the team. The team move how Jimmy Butler move. And if people are looking at Jimmy like, man, his ass, I know his ass can play, but he just want to chill right now, the rest of the team going to do the same thing. Tyler, you missed a few games. Struce, you missed a few games. You see how everybody just followed the leader? I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Injuries actually happen, despite what you may think. Like injuries actually happen. Now, I'm not going to say all of them are real. I'm not going to say that and be naive and say all of them are real, but I think in Jimmy Butler's case, I think for the majority, his injuries are real injuries, and he's gonna play through it for the playoffs. You already know that, you know he's gonna do that. But the thing with Tua, you bring up Tua, like if you gonna take some games off, that means you're gonna be back for the playoffs. But he obviously didn't come back for the playoffs, so it's different. Like he didn't come back and do nothing for us for the playoffs. So
yeah, understandable. You see how guys how that just changes. You feel what I'm saying? Like two people that does the same thing don't show up. Availability is the best ability, and both of them have been available.
He shows up at winning time. Tua not showing up at winning time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, Jimmy Butler, he's looking at it. He's like, I got 82 games. I got time.
I was going to say that too. Like, you don't really compare 82 games to 16 football games or 17 games.
I'm definitely going to compare it. Why? Because one is more physical. Obviously. They're not body slamming people in the NBA. Come on now. Come on.
They play more games. 82 is a lot of games. You know? And if you're going to miss 15 games a season and you ready for the playoffs, you ball out for the playoffs, we can depend on you, then and if that helps your durability, then I'm cool with that. And if it was the same thing with Tua, I'd be cool with that too. Like if he showed up for the playoffs, was like, hey, I'm hurt, something, I can't play this game, that game, then okay. But obviously he got injury history, bro. He's fragile. Let's just admit that he's fragile.
That didn't stop Steph Curry. That didn't stop Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry, you remember him always having ankle injuries? He had those ankle injuries those first 3 years in the league. You don't remember? Like, they was getting ready to ship his ass away because same like Tua, the first 3 years, injury, right? The first 3 years, Steph Curry, injury. We would never even know the greatness of Steph Curry if they would have just gave up on him like you're trying to give up on Tua. I'm just saying, he got one more year in the contract. You might as well just, see what you could get with that 1 year. But again, I'm just saying, I'm giving you examples of people that people thought were trash because they're not available. Steph Curry, one of the best shooters, if not the greatest shooter in NBA history, we wouldn't have even got that. We wouldn't have even got that if they would have gave up on him like you're trying to give up on Tua. But okay.
We would have got that anyway, bro. We would have had it anyway, because if they would have gave up on him, some other team would have picked him up and he would have did the same thing at another team.
Yeah, and I don't want that to happen to the Miami Dolphins right now, but hey, it is what it is. Since we're already talking about, matter of fact, we'll hold that. We'll hold that. You feel me? Because I would jump into the Dolphins, but since we're already speaking on basketball, like, did you see like the high school basketball coach getting fired for posing as a student athlete?
No. Nah.
Yo, look, it's women basketball high school, and like the coach, she put on a jersey playing in the game, mopping them young girls on the opposite team. I guess she looked young, you feel me, so she could kind of, like fake it a little bit. But yo, you really gonna do that? This is what the world has came to. You feel me? Where the coach is tired of losing. You feel me? They're like, man, F it. Let me go ahead and put this jersey on and let me mutt these jits. And that's exactly what crazy. She did. But
that's funny, because that's how I be feeling, dog. Because I look young, bro. I could be out there just mopping these fools. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would ever question it, because like, oh, he look young.
Dog, I seen that shit, and she was just mutting them little girls, man. I'm like, she was the LeBron James on the court, just a woman. And you're the coach, so you know all the plays, you know what to do.
Wow.
Hey,
where was this at?
I'm not sure. I gotta find it again, but
because Florida always known to be doing
most likely is in Florida, man. You know, we always find a way to do something. Everything happens in Florida, like everybody say. But yeah, man, I looked at that and I was dying. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You feel me? I mean, it's one thing that you pretend like to be a player because you're one player short. You know what I'm saying? But you're not playing. You feel me? It's another thing. You're in the game. You're the all-star of the game. You know, like, hey, man, crazy as hell. You know, but what can you say? I mean, man, this year hasn't had. I mean, you gotta expect that everything this year.
I'm just trying to think about her thought process, man. She was like, "Damn, we're gonna lose again. You think I'm gonna get caught?" I just put a headband on, or put my hair in a ponytail, or put two ponytails. Maybe they won't recognize me. Put some lashes on. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they won't recognize me. They won't notice anything.
Crazy.
Man, that's a crazy story, man. That's a crazy story, but I'm not surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Florida neither.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, I know I was trying to jump into the Tua situation. Like you know, you got the Miami Dolphins. You know, we finally hired our defensive coordinator. We spoke on him before,
before it happened,
yeah, we spoke on it, and I didn't really know too much about him when we spoke. Originally, you had to look up his name, and I didn't really know his name too much either. But from my understanding, there after the hire, everybody's just been praising him, saying that he has one of the top defenses everywhere he goes. Right now, he's a consultant in Philly, and look at the defense now in Philly. The defense is looking like stout. Offense is looking stout too, but the defense is looking crazy. I mean, he the one that drafted Bradley Chubb of the Miami Dolphins now. So I'm pretty sure that he can get the best out of Chubb, because this year, even though he made the Pro Bowl, when he got to the Dolphins, he didn't give us Pro Bowl-ish Chubb. He probably was, made the Pro Bowl due to what he was doing in Denver. Still, regardless of the fact, balling is what people not going to be doing on the Miami Dolphins. Scoring, scoring these points, running up the score on us. It's not going to be happening. X-Man, he hasn't been looking like X-Man as of late. Getting burnt. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's him because. One, he's been battling injury. See, that's the difference, though, Marcus. He's battling injuries, but he's playing still. He's playing through it, unlike some people that we
But
just.
what would you rather have? Would you rather have a player battling an injury and get burnt, or another player in there and possibly not?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. He's battling injuries, but he's still playing. He got paid, and he's still injured, and he's still playing. Compared to the other people that I was speaking on, they're injured. I don't know if they're injured.
But that kind of proves my point about players who get paid and still want to play and ball out. But at the same time, are you helping or hurting the team?
It depends. well, X-Man, it didn't matter, man, because look, man, we needed him. Like our secondary was, decimated with all those injuries to the corners, to the safeties. Like basically, our bread and butter was the defense, the secondary, and that was devastating. Like we had no one. I mean, we had to go back to Iggy, man. Like, come on, man. Iggy Benogany. Like, come on, man. We had to go back to his bitch ass. Yeah. But yeah, man.
He made that one play in that one game, though.
Yeah, that one game. Yeah. But yeah, man. Great hire. I'm hearing great things about him. Truly, I seen some of his defenses, and he from what I was seeing, he just knows how to trick like the offense. He don't do nothing major. He just knows how to trick people. It's like, we playing chess and you're playing checkers. That's how it really looked with his defense. It didn't have the play on the screen. It just, the play just went, and I seen like, different gaps being handled and different schemes, but it looks similar to a lot of things. It's just, same thing like I was saying before we got our offensive coordinator, like how are everybody so open when you see other teams play, but when you see the Dolphins, they're not open. There is always a struggle to find someone wide open. And that's what I see with this defense is it's like, damn, how the hell you got there? There's somebody right there supposed to be blocking him. What happened? And if we're gonna get something like that, I'm loving it. Because like I said in the last podcast, we got one of the best front fours or the DN, D tackles. And our linebackers are decent. I'm not saying that they're Ray Lewis, but Landon Roberts, you spoke on before. Mean, we got Jalen Phillips. He could be a linebacker and a DN. I mean, I think he's a DN, but like the way he runs and his motor, he's like a linebacker too. We've seen previous plays where he's on the other side of the field. He's gonna chase your ass down just so you won't get the first down. And then we got Chubb and we got Melvin Ingram. We have like a few people that I would say like is like any other team would really want them. So with this mind on the defense and with that mind on the offense, oh my God, they're gonna be crazy.
I know you more of the positive person. You on the optimistic side of pretty much everything when it comes to the Miami teams. You know what I'm saying? But for me, when it comes to coaching hires, I gotta see it. I got to see what happens. I don't care what you did, really. I mean, I care what you did for the hire, particularly. But I got to see what happens, because a lot of the times with these coaches, they're just products of really good players on their team. So I don't know if that's the case with this guy or not. They had some, good players over the years at Denver, Von Miller being one of them. You spoke on Nick Chubb, so that's kind of a direct comparison of what we're gonna see. Are we gonna see the not Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb? I always mix those names up. Bradley Chubb.
They're related.
Yeah, they are related. But Bradley Chubb's the defense. Nick Chubb is the running back for the Cleveland Browns. But yeah, so hopefully we see him take a jump and really get what we paid for, because I didn't really see it last season. And Melvin Ingram is a guy that we actually got to figure out if we're going to pay, because I believe he's a free agent. Jalen Phillips, I think he got one more year on a rookie contract. And then you got to do something with Javon Holland, because to be honest, he was the best defensive back on this team, because Xavier Howard had injuries. Without Javon Holland, man, I think it would be much worse, because he, time and time again, he was making plays and then you're gonna have to pay Christian Wilkins in a couple years too. There's gonna be a lot of decisions that needs to be made as far as this defense, but we'll see, man. I don't think it could get any worse, to be honest, because they ranked near the bottom when it comes to defense in a lot of different categories. And yeah, I think the defense lacked getting a lot of takeaways. They didn't really turn the ball over as much. To me, that's on the players. I think that is more of a case with a coach in college. I think coaches in college kind of teach more so ripping the ball away or being in the right spot for interception. But when you're in the NFL, you know all that already. You know what I'm saying? You're in the NFL, you're a pro. So you should know when to strip the ball or when to, jump a route, that type of thing. So I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sit here and say like Vic Fangio is the answer. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a step in the right direction. I like the fact that McDaniel or whoever really made this decision to move on from your previous defensive coordinator is the right thing to do because, hey, it's the NFL, which means not for long. and the Dolphins, what I like about the Dolphins is the fact that we're not gonna settle for mediocrity no more. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be the bums of the AFC East no more. We're not gonna be down there with the Jets. We're gonna beat the Jets, and we're gonna compete with the division title with the Buffalo Bills. And I think that's gonna continue. I think we would have beat Buffalo if Tua was playing in the playoffs. So if we had a defense that could stop the Bills in the game during the regular season, we would have beat them in the regular season. Who knows? We might have won the division, So yeah, I think it was the right move. I like the move, but I don't know what it's going to be. I can't sit here and tell you put money on the Dolphins to win the division next year because of this coach. It's kind of a wait and see because we just in February. Let's see who we draft. Let's see who we trade for, what free agents we get. Let's see if Tua's coming back. We already know Tua's coming back, but we also probably going to get another quarterback. I think Jimmy G is probably going to be a possibility. I see you, but I think he's a decent backup if we get him. He's reliable. He's injury prone too, though.
Exactly. So what we do,
what I'm saying? Like, and then Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is probably the only other guy that you could possibly get. Tom Brady is now retired. He's off the board. It seems like it's legit this time. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is coming. I think he's either going to stay in Green Bay or he's going to go to Vegas, to be honest. And then after that, you really ain't got no choices. After that, Daniel Jones, no. Nobody wants him,
Unless you're from New York.
And then quarterbacks, we don't have a pick in the first round, which means all the good quarterbacks are going to be gone. And you don't want no second rounder. There's not a good second rounder that you can say, is legitimately better than Skylar Thompson. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting offseason, man. But I like what the Dolphins did based on Vic Fangio's reputation. But you know me, I'm a wait and see. I'm a wait and see type of guy. You got to show me what you got.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Look, we've been waiting and waiting for the longest. So, what's another 20 more years waiting?
Nah, don't that, bro. Nah, bro. Like, my heart can't take 20 more years. This year, I had dreams of us winning the Super Bowl, bro. I know you did too. You did too. When we was rolling, we beat Chicago, we beat Detroit with Tua. I will say it. Yes, when we was rolling with Tua, even after that first injury, I was just like, man, I think we really have a legitimate shot to win a Super Bowl. I think everybody was thinking that, but unfortunately, Tua is not durable enough. But we will see.
Like I was saying before, as far as his availability, I'm on your side with the availability right now. But if Tua's healthy, he's better than all these quarterbacks that you just alluded to. He's like, it's hands down. I mean, like they was not doing the numbers that Tua was doing. His ass missed 5.5 games, and he's still top 10 in yards. Like, come on now. Like, that just shows you. Imagine, and touchdowns. Imagine he would have played them games. He probably would have been number 1 in yards.
Yeah.
So hey, I know what we have in two. I'm pretty sure you know too. But again, it's just the durability situation that we got to worry about. Now, again, like we said before, we knew it was the hip, we knew it was the ankle. He never really had like concussions like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he ever had a concussion. But I don't know if you play football, you probably had a concussion here or there, but that was not the word on Tua. It was not concussion. So we know the body at least is good. You know what I'm saying? It's just the head. We got to make sure that the head is good. Because you know what they say, you take out the head and the body fall. You know what I'm saying? So his body is durable. We just need to see what's good with the head right now. Make sure that stays on point, and we should be good. But did you see the Pro Bowl? How
I actually did not see the Pro Bowl, man. I heard it was pretty good though.
I ain't watched the Pro Bowl neither. I just seen the highlight of them over here, Jalen Ramsey putting the hit stick on my dog Tyreek Hill when he was about to score a touchdown. I'm like, this is flag football. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I did see no flags too.
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I don't see. That's the thing. It's like people don't think that you can't get injured in flag football. You can. Like I watch 7-on-7 all the time. People get injured. You know what I'm saying? Because people dive. You don't have no protection really. You dive for the football. You could land on your head, shoulder, knee. You know what I'm saying? Like the injuries still happen. You probably not going to get like a chest injury, but based on what we saw against Tyreek Hill, like, yo, you could. You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost feel like he should get fined for it.
Yeah, me too.
Hitting Tyreek Hill like that. And they made fun of it because I think somebody picked him up and was like, was taking care of him or something like that. I saw somebody picked up Tyreek Hill, some big dude. But like, yeah, man, like I'm glad they changed the format because it seemed like people was actually playing to win. It didn't look like a walkthrough, like a practice walkthrough, like for the game. The walkthrough, like you just walking through stuff. You're not really playing. That's what last year's Pro Bowl looked like. So this one looked like they was actually trying to play, trying to win. I probably should have watched it. I think I was at a game, I believe, basketball game.
University of Miami.
Yeah, which balling, I must say a couple of things I want to say about them is that anything else on the Pro Bowl before I go into that?
That's all.
Yeah, the Hurricanes basketball team, they've been balling, and CanesCounty.com, we've got a promotional deal going on with the point guard Isaiah Wong for his clothing apparel. So it's under bluechipteam.com, so you can go ahead and shop for his apparel. He's got a hoodie that says Unguardable, which is probably the best one, I think. And he's got another one that says Run It Back because he ended up coming back to the University of Miami for another year. And he's got another one that says Underrated as well. But, which kind of brings me to the Hurricanes. I mean, even though they ranked, I think they still kind of underrated here, just in the grand scheme of college basketball. If you look at this team is undersized. You got Norchad Amir. He's from the crib. He's Nicaraguan, but he is like 6'9", I believe, or 6'8", somewhere in that area. But he's their big man on the team. He's the one getting rebounds. He's the one, he's in the paint. He's the paint guy. But he's been dominating, bro. He's been dominating, getting double-doubles pretty much every game, running the floor, getting blocks. He's like, I don't know. He's kind of like, he reminds me of the like a young UD and Bam, like at the same time. Like that's what he kind of reminds me of. He's got that type of versatility. And then you got Wong, who's like, who's a really good scorer. Plenty of stories coming up on him on CanesCounty.com. And then you got Norchat. Norchat Omier is actually the guy in the middle that I was talking about from Nicaragua. And then Nigel Pack is he's like a young Steph Curry, man. I hate to compare him to him, but he's small like that. And he be making shots from the logo.
Damn.
You know, but he's got hops too because he had a putback dunk in the last game against Duke. So, which got the whole crowd,
So
you
a
know.
little Spud Webb out here, a little Spud Webb.
I don't know if he's that short, but like, yeah, man, like he got hops and he can shoot the three from anywhere. So yeah, they're an exciting team to watch. Obviously, I'm covering them, so I'm watching them very closely. It's going to be fun to kind of watch them. I got my credentials for the ACC tournament, so I'll be going to North Carolina for that. So a lot more in store for the Hurricanes. Like I said before, I think they're the best team in South Florida right now. You know, as far as when you compare them to their competition, they're ranked 19th. I expect them to move up because Saturday they got a game against Louisville, a team that they blew out already, playing them for the second time. This time at home. That last game was on the road. This is a team that won 3 games. So there's nothing that tells me that they're not going to blow out Louisville and move up in the rankings. But yeah, man, the Hurricanes basketball team makes the UM feel like it's a basketball school because there's a bunch of dysfunction going on with the football team. It seems from the outside because the football team they don't have an offensive coordinator.
It's cool.
They're about to lose their linebackers coach.
It's cool.
Yep. They don't have a wide receivers coach.
It's cool.
They don't have a quarterbacks coach right now.
We already know.
They just hired a defensive coordinator.
And I think he's good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with coaching hires, I'm a wait and see guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you were at Marshall. You know, Marshall. You played in Conference USA. I mean, come on, it's not like the ACC. It's not a Power 5 conference. I'm more of a wait and see. Yeah, you beat Notre Dame. You beat Notre Dame on the road. Everybody's going to say, hey, you beat Notre Dame on the road. But Notre Dame wasn't expecting them. Sometimes that happens in college football. Notre Dame is not like they were a bad team last year. I mean, they were certainly better than the Hurricanes. And this is a guy who has only coached on that level. He's coached at Miami of Ohio, which coincidentally is Miami's first game of the season this season. He from Mount Union, a Division III school where he played at and he coached at originally. So yeah, I mean, it's a good hire, I think. Actually, I think I'm confusing that guy with someone else. I said Mount Union. That's actually someone else. Miami's thinking about for the OC job, Jason Camden. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this guy, Lance Guidry, he's actually from Louisiana. And the cool thing I like about him is that you can recruit that area, which Miami hasn't really recruited that well as of late. You know who came from Louisiana, bro? Ed Reed. Reggie Wayne, bro. So, you know, hopefully tonight is actually the where they announce the Hall of Famers. Hopefully Reggie Wayne is an announcement. And hopefully Zach Thomas is an announcement tonight, bro. Like, I wonder if that's on. That's probably on a little later. And hopefully Andre Johnson is, and hopefully Devin Hester is. So we'll the next time we speak, we gonna either be salty like we were last year, or we're gonna be like, hey, finally, Zach Thomas is in the damn Hall of Fame, or finally, you know, Reggie Wayne or Devin Hester or Andre Johnson is in the Hall of Fame. But yeah. Anything you want to know about the Hurricanes? There's so much stuff I could say about the Hurricanes. I'm covering the team, obviously. And I don't want to be on here for 2 hours.
No, definitely. Like I kind of understand why Charlie Strong is leaving. I mean, I'm in house, and you chose to go out of the crib.
How disrespectful is that, though? Like, how disrespectful is that? I mean, like, why? I mean, from what I hear, the job was was basically promised to him too, and you don't even interview him.
Oh damn. I
Yeah,
mean, I even thought like even with Jason Taylor could be one of these. I don't think that if you got Charlie Strong there, you would hire Jason Taylor. But Jason Taylor, like, look, I mean, come from a pedigree of playing in the league a long time. I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. I mean, he coached up high school football. That's another plus in regards to recruiting. You see what it got Patrick Surtain. He wind up getting a job with the Dolphins, and he wind up moving up to Florida State right now.
yeah.
Even though he should have came to the University of Miami, but
Sure.
that's all the dysfunction that's been happening with Miami. You feel me? Like we're losing opportunities to get certain coaches because we're waiting so long. I don't know if it's because whoever we want is probably playing in the Super Bowl and you can't really conversate with these people. It's kind of like the same thing that was happening with the Miami Dolphins with the defensive coordinator being announced recently was couldn't have a conversation with the guy supposedly. You feel me? Because they're still trying to get through the Super Bowl, even though he's a consultant. But again, I mean, yeah, big slap in the face, especially if they promised him the job. But we kind of figured this was going to happen. We had all these coaches that I didn't expect to stay 3-4 years. I expected them to be here a year, maybe 2 years, and then go somewhere else. From my understanding,
Strong, I didn't see coming, bro. Like Strong, I didn't see coming. Kevin Steele, I did. I did see Kevin Steele either moving on somewhere or retiring. He's been doing this for a very long time. He's an old man.
From my understanding, like Alabama want Charlie Strong too. You know what I'm saying?
I could understand that, and I could see that. The biggest thing that you lose though, bro, with Charlie Strong, Charlie Strong was probably your best defensive coach. Yo, look what he did at recruiting. He got Malik Bryant, 4-star. He got Raul Aguirre, 4-star. He got Bobby Washington, 4-star. He got Marcellus Pulliam, 3-star, probably should be a 4-star. And then look what he did with Wesley Bassant. Wesley Bassant, freshman. Comes in there, starts learning under Coach Strong. Next thing you know, this dude is starting. You know what I'm saying? And he gives it all to Coach Strong and how he developed it. So you got a coach that's developing talent and getting talent. You know what I'm saying? Because on the defensive side of the ball, that position group, look at the names I just named. You got 4 good talents that you got. Position group on the defense or any offensive line is the only other position group that you can say was recruiting at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And you don't offer this guy a job. This guy has been a head coach at Louisville, Texas, USF. He helped Florida win championships as a defensive coordinator. To put a bunch of players in the league, he's the reason why Teddy Bridgewater went to Louisville. I mean, like, I could go on and on. Like, come on, man. Like,
you're just giving me more ammo to feel bad about, like the situation that we're in right now. Because I'm like, last year me, you, and all of the Canes fans were like elated over everything that was happening after getting Mario Cristobal. From the coaching hiring, yeah, we were kind of like, what the hell is going on in the beginning? But once we hired him and, he picked up that staff, I was like, okay, cool, But then you seen what we had on the field. Now, again, that's not necessarily the coach's fault. A lot of it, had to deal with the players that was not doing or not buying into the actual system or, whatever reason. Some people just want to be with the previous regime. You see a lot of people went to SMU in the offense. So, people probably just didn't want to buy into Mario. So, in regards to Coach Strong not being interviewed, I don't know if he had like a problem with Mario Cristobal or something like that. Because, like I said, Mario Cristobal, he's the general. I said that before. He's the dictator.
Yeah,
it's his way or the highway.
It's funny how you say general too, because I heard that Cameron Kitchens, the safety, He said
Mhm.
it's like the military. He said being on Miami right now is like the military. So hey, maybe maybe Cristobal thought Strong wasn't buying into the culture. Maybe that was the case.
Exactly. I mean, so look, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, he was a coach. Yeah, he have all these accolades, but if he was so great, he would still be the coach at Texas. He would still be, you feel me, like a head coach. There's a reason why people fire people. You know what I'm saying? So he's been in multiple places, and why aren't you still there? It's some kind of disconnect that they're probably not saying to the public, because we weren't there. But I mean, I understand the Texas situation if it come with racism, because like, look, racism is everywhere. When he
Yeah.
got hired, a lot of people didn't want him to be the head coach in the first place.
Yep.
But if you're winning and you're coming up with these 4 and 5 star players, like, what do you say when we're still losing? It's the coach. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing when you're still having this recruiting class that seems good and it's not showing up on the field? Yeah, we gonna blame the players, but again, who's gonna fall on the sword? You know what it is. I mean, the captain of the ship. You gotta be the one, the last person off that ship when it's sinking. You know what I'm saying? So again, you're gonna be the one that takes the blame. And plus, these are kids. People ain't gonna criticize these kids. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, probably on social media, people like me, not yourself, because you're in that type of work, so you're not gonna kind of criticize them that much. I'll leave it to me, Marcus. I got you. But I'm just saying, when it comes ultimately down to it, like, people gonna criticize people. Sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's the coach, but ultimately the person that's gonna fall on the sword is the coach, is the leader, is the general. So you know, I feel them for wanting to leave now, especially what you said. You was guaranteed or promised a job if one person left, and it didn't happen. So again, I mean, it's not like he's landing somewhere where it's a negative. Like I said, I'm hearing rumblings. Coach Saban wants him, and
Yeah.
that's an upgrade for him. If you want to be honest,
Oh
you
yeah.
dealing
Of
with
course.
nothing but 5 star players. Forget the players that you just recruited. You got 5 star players, and forced you. I don't even think they got a 3 star in Alabama right now. So come on, Coach Strong, you're gonna be perfectly fine to go ahead and succeed in that environment, and you possibly could go somewhere else and be a coach. That's what Nick Saban do. I mean, that's what Mario Cristobal is trying to emulate right now. People that it didn't work out with them wherever they were at, come over here. Let me go ahead and give you a little kickstart, a little boost, and then now you're back in the league. Now you're back as a coach or in the NFL or something. So I kind of think that Nick Saban is trying to figure out what's going on with Miami and this, that, and the other. Like, let me hire the enemy so I can go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he did that one already with the defensive backs coach,
Yes.
Coach Travaris Robinson, T. Rob as we call him. He was the defensive back coach at Miami, and now he's with Alabama. So this not wouldn't be the first time that he would do this. But hey, man, it's concerning, man, to see Miami not with OC right now, and all
And the
these other
spring game in
position
3 weeks, right?
coaches. Huh?
Spring game in like in like 3 weeks, right?
Spring game is like in a month, but spring practice starts first week of March.
Can't
So
play no damn practice without knowing the damn playbook.
exactly, bro. They have to hire somebody quick. Like, things may pop off by this weekend, end of the week. From what I hear, Jason Candle is supposed to be a guy, and then now I'm hearing Seth Littrell, who's from North Texas, could also be the guy because Notre Dame's position. You know how it is right now. It's a coaching carousel. Like, Alabama just hired Notre Dame's OC, and now Notre Dame needs an OC. So now the guy that Miami was thinking is thinking about going to Notre Dame. So now Miami's thinking about, hiring the guy from North Texas, who, from what I've seen, stats were really good. But again, it's at North Texas, group of five school. So who knows? But I mean, it's a lot of moving parts right now going on with Miami. Some of the coaching staff is not happy, but I think he has his loyals, which is Alex Mirabal, the offensive line coach. He's not going anywhere.
Rivera.
I don't think Kevin Smith is going anywhere, the running backs coach. Jamil Adai, possibility that, from what I hear, possibility could be looking into other options. Demarcus Van Dyke, who's a defensive analyst who was instrumental in getting a lot of kids at that position, and he's just dialed in with the community. Heard that he could be possibly looking elsewhere as well because he wanted to be a defensive backs coach. And they basically, Cristobal, I heard, promised him the job, and that's not happening. So he's looking elsewhere, which is crazy because Demarcus Van Dyke, played for the U. He's dialed in with the youth program. He's dialed in with like all of these kids too, like 4-star Zaquan Patterson, a safety that they would love to get. Basically said that he's not going to be committing to Miami if Demarcus Van Dyke leaves. And I hear that he possibly could go to Georgia, and that's where also Zaquan is thinking about going to. So I don't know, man. I think if that happens, that'd be devastating for the program. And then losing another coach, trying to find another replacement. So yeah, now they need a linebackers coach. We just released a story just now. I was actually editing it right before we got on. As far as linebacker coach prospects. So it looks bleak right now because these are the type of things that maybe happen like year 2 or 3 of a program. Usually doesn't happen after year 1, where you got all this kind of overhaul of coaches like that. And I do feel like it's strategic that after the signing class officially signs, you got all these coaches about to leave. Because if these coaches left earlier, these kids likely all of them wouldn't sign. So this is a critical year for Cristobal, bro. Like it is really critical. My guy Frank, he thinks that this team could get 8-9 wins. I am more on the pessimistic side of things. I think this team may be good for 7 wins. I think 8 to me is a ceiling. He thinks maybe 10 is a ceiling. I think 8 is a ceiling, to be honest, because there's so many moving parts, bro. Just like last season. Last season, you had all these moving parts happening. People got to get used to new playbook, new culture, new way of coaching, new schemes and everything. And now we're going to do the same thing all over again. If you kept strong, at least you would have had basically the same scheme. You know what I'm saying? Because they were co-defensive coordinators, him and Steele. But now you lose both of them. So now you're going to bring in somebody brand new, Guidry, who does a different type of style. It is aggressive. I will say that. It's a 4-2-5. I know you play Madden, so I know you know what that is. 4-2-5, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and then 5 defensive backs, which is basically what everybody kind of runs now anyway, because everybody runs the spread offense. So you want more defensive backs that can, tackle in space and can play,
But we don't got that many defensive backs.
That's the thing. We got one outstanding one, right? With Cameron Kitchens, who's likely going to be going to the NFL maybe after next season. But after that, you got James Williams, who's underperformed. You don't have Tyreek or DJ Ivy anymore. They're gone.
Nobody cares about Ivy. I'm just saying.
You can see that. And then you got Daryl Porter, who we didn't see much of last season. You got Devontae Brown, from UCF, who I think is good. I think he's a good, solid plug-and-play type of guy. And then you got Terry Roberts, who came from Iowa, another transfer. We'll see how good he is, but I'm always weary of transfers. Devontae Brown, I'm not weary of because he's from the crib. You know what I'm saying? his dad played for UM. His little brother is Damari Brown. You know what I'm saying? He got trained from coaches that I know who have developed players over the years. So I really think Devontae Brown is going to lock down one side of the field, especially what the stats show. Pro Football Focus really high on that kid. But the other side is kind of unproven. You know, Daryl Porter, are you going to step up and be that guy that you're supposed to be? Also from Heritage. And or is it going to be to Corey Couch? Are you going to be the guy to kind of step up and be the guy? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to step up to be the other corner on the side, or are you going to be that nickel corner again, which I think he didn't have a good season as the previous season to Corey Couch. So it's just a lot of unproven guys. And if you're dependent on those guys based on this scheme, because this scheme's a lot of quarters, which mean it's like it's basically where the defensive backs are playing in space and they kind of make plays and react type of thing. So if it's going to be a defense based on that, based on what we saw from defensive backs last season, I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because the strength of this team last year was the front. You know, like, you know, we got a lot of sacks. We got a lot of tackles for loss. The linebackers started to really progress as the season went on. I think that was kind of the strength of the team. It definitely, to me, wasn't the defensive backs aside from Cameron Kitchens. Cameron Kitchens, you know, you can argue he was the best safety in all of college football based on how he played last season. But he's one guy, and God forbid he gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? And there's not much behind him.
Then what's up with Antoine Jackson wanting to be released from his?
So like, that's a situation where Antoine Jackson was already kind of thinking about leaving Miami, like at his signing. You know, to give you inside information, like a lot of guys I know that's close to him were just basically talked him into basically signing for Miami because, you know, he was thinking about going to East Carolina because
East Carolina.
I'll tell you why. Because his girlfriend, let me remind you that Antoine Jackson is 16 years old, right? He completed classes early. He skipped a grade basically to graduate early. So he's a youngin. He's younger than the youngins. You know what I'm saying? 16 years old. You're making these big, bold decisions. But so his girlfriend got a track scholarship to East Carolina. He visited East Carolina in like December. So that was a possibility for him. And then Louisville is also a big possibility for him because Louisville is one of those schools like Miami who's got bread, got NIL money to really kind of give players. And Louisville's got a bunch of players from the crib, like a bunch of them. Like, you know, Stanquan Clark is going over there. Taurus Hicks, you know, Brownlee, who used to be at Carroll City, is over there. It's just a bunch of guys. Like I would have to look at the roster to look at it, and they're gonna give out NIL money, so that is a possibility. And the other thing is that he feels some kind of way about Kevin Steele leaving. Like Kevin Steele, he felt like was gonna be guiding him, and then the reason why he wanted to leave Miami is because he wanted to play right away. I don't like something like he doesn't want, like he's 16 years old, right? Ain't no way you playing right away. You don't. You're small. You just no way you're gonna play right away. Not with this team. Yeah, I mean all these defensive backs that I just named. You're not gonna start over Daryl Porter. You're not gonna start over Corey Couch. You're not gonna start over Devontae Brown. You're not going to start over Terry Roberts. You're not going to start over these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially at 16, you haven't hit a college weight room yet. So he wants to play right away. That was the kind of the first thing. Like, oh, I want to play right away. They said I'm going to have to red shirt. I don't want a red shirt. That I want to go somewhere else. I'm going to East Carolina. I'm going to Louisville. That was the first thing. Now with Kevin Steele saying that he's going to Alabama, He's like, oh well, now I want out for real. You know what I'm saying? Because Kevin Steele was my guy. I want out for real. So that's basically why he wants to leave.
So what do you think we should do? You think we should let his ass sit and use one of his transfer, one of his eligible years for him doing that, or we should just go ahead and just release his ass from that shit?
I think you should just release him, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't really want to be here, bro. You gotta have kids that are 100% committed. You know?
Oh nah, I'm not saying that we keep him. Yeah, we know that you don't want to be here, but
you're trying to just
since you put us in
on punishment.
Since you put us in a situation, because that's somebody else we could have recruited. Now that the period is gone, and our DBs, like the DB room is not even that thick. You know what I'm saying? So now we're getting rid of you. Oh nah, boy, you can leave, cool, but you're gonna have to. I think you get 2 times to transfer. Use one of them. So if you go somewhere else and it don't work, learn your lesson early. Let's teach you that early, especially since you over here trying to chase some sack. You want to chase the sack when you gonna have all type of sack in your face? You being a student athlete? Come on, man.
Yeah,
I know it's not that good.
Yeah, so I mean that's the whole situation with Antoine Jackson. I mean, I like him as a player. I think he can develop into somebody really good because he's very technically sound. He's not the best. I wouldn't say he's the best tackler, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to covering, I mean, he was toe to toe with Jeremiah Smith in the game. So that already kind of tells you how good he can be as far as DB is concerned. So yeah, that's an unfortunate situation, but he seemed pretty adamant about leaving Miami. That's up to him and Cristobal. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already had a conversation, but however that conversation went is how it's gonna go down.
Hey, we'll see how it goes. You have anything else?
Let's talk about the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl's coming up. So first of all, I do want to say that the wife correctly picked the 2 teams to go to the Super Bowl. Remember, I told you it was basically a 50-50 with my pick and hers.
And now my dumb ass done followed you.
See, listen to the better half is all I gotta say, man. Yeah, so she picked the right teams, and that's just with her general knowledge too. She actually does know some stuff. She basically said, I like Jalen Hurts because she watches college now because of me. Totally corrupted her. So she's seen Jalen Hurts through college. So she's seen him play. She saw the whole thing with Tua and the championship game. And she felt bad for him, obviously. And then, she seen him go to Oklahoma. So she developed, like, a liking towards Jalen Hurts and was rooting for him. And then Patrick Mahomes, kind of the same, because we seen Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you've seen Patrick Mahomes in college, but
no.
Yeah, I seen him. Nobody thought he was going to be this. I don't think anybody thought he was going to be this. I think it wasn't until the draft was about to happen too that he was projected to be a first rounder. And then I remember it because I bet that he wouldn't be picked as early as he did. And then I lost money because he got picked as early as he did. So obviously they knew something I didn't know. And, so she rooted for him too. So she likes him, his story and whatnot. So that's why she went with them. And, we are richer because of it. Thank God.
You won that $400, or was it $5?
Exactly. So happy that she got that right. It's going to be a great game, I think. I'm not sure who's going to win. I tell you what, I think my football brain, like when I just think about it from the X's and O's standpoint, Philly's going to win, right? Yeah. Philly's going to win this game. They got the better defense. They got
the better O line.
The better O line. They run the ball like crazy, right? I think they was having maybe 200 yards a game in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
In the playoffs, 200 yards a game. And I think it was like maybe 150 that they were averaging. And this running game, I don't know if you've seen Philly play this year. It's pretty deadly, especially when you got basically you don't have a main back, so the back is always fresh. Whether it's Boston, whether it's Sanders, they got another guy I can't think of, and Jalen Hurts, who is a legitimate threat running the ball, and he could throw really well. You got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. The offense is just really good. That defense, really good. The X factor on the other side is the baby goat. And there's nothing that can tell me right now, Wes, that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be better than Tom Brady. I'm going to tell you that right now. Hot take right now. Patrick Mahomes is going to be better than Tom Brady when it's all said and done.
The only thing that's going to stop him is he's not cheating.
Right.
I'm just saying. He's not spying. He's not. There's no deflate gate, spy gate, all type of. So besides that, like everything that he's showing me, like all these crazy passes, like sidearm, falling and throwing it, and running and not getting hit. He's doing it all. I mean, I do like his personality. I don't like his brother or his girl. But him as a person, as a football player, man, come on, man. And he just seems so genuine when he's in the media. Like he doesn't look like the LeBron James, Russell Wilson. He doesn't look like Beyonce, always giving the politically correct answer. And if he is always giving the politically correct answer, he know how to mask it from me, and it just seems so genuine. You know what I'm saying? So I like that about him. I don't really have nothing negative to say about Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid, he finally got that Super Bowl that he was lacking all them years with Patrick Mahomes. And he's been making Patrick Mahomes be the next Tom Brady at an early age. Last week, I thought he was going to lose last week. Well, originally, I thought he was going to win. But my dumb ass done decided to, Marcus, you done gave me a breakdown of the game so good last week where you done changed my opinion. I had the same damn thing that your wife was saying, and I decided to follow the leader, and I want to be wrong, but still,
that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
You win anyway because her money is your money. Your money is her money, so you win anyway.
Exactly.
Y'all probably went out to eat and this, that. Well, y'all probably didn't, because I don't know about you, but going out to eat now lately, one is more expensive and the service sucks.
Depending on where you go.
It takes longer for your food to come because they don't have the workers that they normally would have. The food is a little bit more expensive, but nothing to complain about. But at least the service, my food to come at a timely manner, stuff like that, But yeah, man, I know y'all gonna vibe up on that little cash.
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as with the game, man, like you said, best D line in the league. Well, best defense supposedly in the league. Consultant is our defensive coordinator now. Best O line in the league. All they running backs stay fresh. You got Jalen Hurts. You got he got a little monkey on his back right now that he's trying to show everybody, like, yo, especially Nick Saban. You don't bench me for Tua. You know what I'm saying? I had to go and be like, what's his name? I had to walk on to Oklahoma. I had to do like, what's his name? Baker Mayfield. You feel me? I had to go and prove myself, They drafted me, and everybody in Philly was booing when they drafted my ass. Like, yo, I'm trash. And look, I led you guys to go to the Super Bowl. And I think that's going to be the thing that actually kind of helped him break through. But I really still want to say KC because, like, everything is saying Philly. Everything is saying Philly. But for some reason, I want to go with KC. Why is that? Because my dumb ass should have went with their ass last week. One. And two is because look, Tom Brady and these individuals, they're retiring. Tom Brady's gone. Peyton Manning's been gone for a few years now. Look, even if you're talking about other leagues, like LeBron's gonna be gone in a few more years. You feel me? Like Father Time is undefeated. So this is a time right now when it comes to the new players, the new generation of elite quarterbacks or elite players, period. Yeah. So I don't know. I want to say they're gonna give it to Patrick Mahomes. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes, I think that they like that face. You feel me? The other face of the league that him, he's the face. I really do think that they was trying to do the same thing with Tua, you know, because he does have a good personality, this, that, and other. He just couldn't stay healthy. Yeah. But, you know, I think those type of individuals, they want to stay in the limelight, win the Super Bowls, and, you know, learn how to well, not even learn, trick me, because like I said, I don't even know. It seems everything that comes out of his mouth is genuine, and it may not be. So I think, you know, before they give Jalen Hurts a Super Bowl, they're gonna give you know, my dog another well, he's not my dog, he's not Tua, but they're gonna give Patrick Mahomes another Super Bowl so he could have two up against everybody else. And even if he do lose later on, all right, I got another Super Bowl anyway. Let's just go to the drawing board. I think that's what it is. And I don't know. The league may be rigged. It may be scripted. I mean, former players say it is.
Yeah, I know.
And you know they do say, damn, the football gods scripted a great football game. It couldn't have been scripted any better. Now,
that's how I was thinking about that last game, that Kansas City Cincinnati game. You could, I mean, come on, man. Like that was like a movie. That was like watching a movie, especially with Patrick Mahomes limping around. You know what I'm saying? And then the play that he gets out of bounds, Buddy hits him like 5 yards out of bounds.
Yes,
so he can kick a field goal to win the game. I mean,
and even last year with the Buffalo and KC, you know, going back and forth. That one
seemed like impossible though. Like he had 13 seconds and he made that happen.
But when the football gods scripted, like Foster said, then maybe it is scripted.
Maybe.
I'm not saying it is. Maybe.
I'm not saying it is either.
I'm not saying it is neither. But there's a lot of times. I mean, look at Tom Brady. Yeah. Tuck rule. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things that you can. After hearing what he said, there's a lot of
the Dez Bryant catch or no catch. God. That too.
Come on now. There's a lot of plays that you could look back now and be like, dog. After he said what he said about it being scripted, now he could be like, damn, I knew I was right. I knew they'd be cheating. I mean, again, Tim Donaghy, NBA, different sport, but he said it. You know what I'm saying? So, what I don't know what to believe nowadays.
I don't know what to believe, but it's not going to stop me from gambling, and I will be putting some money on the game. I don't think I'm going to put on the winner because, like I said, it seems too close to call. My mind says Philly, but you know, my other mind says Kansas City just because, like you said, everybody say Philly. But I think it's gonna go under the total. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't think it's gonna be high. Mm-hmm. I do think Jalen Hurts gets in the end zone, so I'll probably bet that. And I do think Travis Kelce scores a touchdown. May bet that. I may do a combination parlay with one of the running backs for KC, McKinnon. I like him a lot. He was on my fantasy team. So I really think they're going to try to shut down Kelce a lot. So I think McKinnon gets the ball, check down. You know, Patrick Mahomes really amazing. I mean, if the game was fixed or not, when you watch Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback last week, you cannot be unamazed. Like the throws that he made in the split second of time that he knew he had because he wasn't that mobile were just amazing to me. Like absolutely amazing. Dimes. He would just throw dimes on just crazy amazing. And that's why I don't know, because if he he could do this again. And Philly, let's be honest, Philly played two teams, the Giants, who weren't really that good.
Trash.
They were a fugazi team that beat Minnesota, and San Francisco was on their 4th-string quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So they haven't really been tested in these playoffs. So that's what really kind of concerns me about Philly. You finally going to play a team that's going to score. So can you really keep up in scoring? And Jalen Hurts is not 100% either. He has a shoulder injury. He runs a lot. If he, somebody hit him pretty hard, I saw him get up slow a couple of times in that last game. That could be a factor as well. So the game, I'm staying away from, bro. Like I'm not going to be betting on this game like who is going to win. I do think Hurts scores a touchdown because they love going to him in the red zone and inside the 5. I think McKinnon scores a touchdown. I think Kelsey scores a touchdown. I think it's a low-scoring game. So based on all of that, you can kind of tell where I'm going to put my money on for this game. But we'll see what happens. Should be a fun Super Bowl.
Well, I think I know who's going to win. I think Kansas City's going to win. Kansas City's going to win by 3 points. Why is that, Wes? Because, look, you got everything that you just stated. You feel me? It's a running team versus a passing team, supposedly. Even though you got Devontae Smith and, Brown on the outside, I don't even know why Tennessee made that damn trade. That was the dumbest trade. I think that's why the general manager got fired. But regardless of the fact,
because it was scripted, that's why.
I love the way that Tom Brady, the meme that I had showed you when Tom Brady seen what's his name from the Falcons walking in.
Oh yeah,
that smile that Tom Brady had, like it feels scripted. But
the one that had it for me was, I don't know if you've seen it, but that when Usher is in that he's in that video, he was like, "Stop lying." Put that on everything. He was like Deshaun Watson when he finds out the script for that year.
Yo. But
I was dying, bro.
To be honest with you, like all it takes is for KC to score first. If KC score first or KC score like a 2-possession lead, like probably even make it 9 points or 10 points, something like that. 3 field goals or a touchdown and a field goal or anything like that, Philly's gonna lose. Why is that? You're a running team, and I don't think that you're gonna be able to keep up with KC. Your best choice of winning or best way of winning is scoring first, running the ball, keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. But we've seen other teams try that with Patrick Mahomes, and it didn't work. Right. So that's why I feel like KC's going to win. I don't have an exact score, but I just say that KC will win by 3 points. I know you're staying away from it, or do you want to give a score?
I mean, just to make it fun, I might as well pick Philly. That way we got something to talk about next time we come on.
Okay.
Maybe we could do a friendly wager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll say it off camera, though.
I'll roll with Philly, man. I think I like Jalen Hurts, man. And for some reason, see, this is where the scripted thing goes against me since I like Jalen Hurts, because I feel like they don't want Jalen Hurts to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, something in me, I just feel like they don't want sometimes he wasn't even in the MVP conversation. Why? He's on the best team with the best record. He can run and throw. Why is he not the best MVP candidate? No, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's something about Philly or Jalen Hurts that the NFL may, be scripting out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that worries me. But like top to bottom, like when I look at it from a football perspective, like if these two teams played in Madden, I feel like Philly would win, like the simulation. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah. But we're reality now. Know. and when it comes to reality, look, man, the reality is Patrick Mahomes is battle tested. Patrick Mahomes been in this situation before. Andy Reid, one of the greatest minds in NFL history. And that's all you need, really, to be honest with you. You got a team that supports Patrick Mahomes. When the O-line mess up, Patrick Mahomes takes the blame. He falls on the sword. And you know, that's kind of what I think is going to help him. His teammates going to make sure that they put him in the best position to win, especially coming off a ankle injury. I'm not sure if he's 100%, but they're going to make sure that they keep him upright. And like he's a magician. You feel me? He's going to find ways to get the ball to where it needs to be. And I already regretted it last week, you know, and I'm not going to regret it this week. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
All right. So I got Philly, even though I hate Philly, and, you know, but I'm going to go with them. They're going to be my pick to win the Super Bowl just to make this fun. But I'm not putting, unless we put a little, you know, little change on it, that's fine. But, you know, not no real money. That I ain't gonna
nothing major.
Yeah, you know, on this game, because I do think it's a coin flip type of game.
Definitely.
Should be fun. Halftime should be good. We got Rihanna. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Haven't seen. Well, I you know, because me and my dad be watching stuff. I've been watching the Fenty. Like, she has these little lingerie shows that she puts together. Yeah. Rihanna's thickums right now.
Yeah,
know,
she just had a jit.
Yeah, she not like thin Rihanna Riri that we used to know. She thickums.
Brick house. I mean, old school.
Right. So she ain't gonna be moving as fast as you may have thought. She gonna be swaying, you know, a little something.
Sometimes you don't want them to move a little fast. You want them to move like gradually sway in the wind.
Yeah.
But
So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what that's gonna be like, you know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, we'll record another podcast after the Super Bowl so we can see who won the bet, see how much the bet was. And yeah, man. This is gonna conclude this episode of the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Until the next episode. Peace.